Hello Joe! Welcome to the first video that's so cool and weird and hard. It turns out it's quite hard to write videos. You gotta talk for quite a long time about something. And, you know, once all the cuts... No. Have been edited out while all the pauses and breaks and stuff, it's like, you have to talk pretty solidly about something for a long time. I say that now, but I'm sure once we get going, I'll have no end of things to talk about, and you'll be so happy that we set a time limit on these things for my incessant ramblings. Anyway, obviously this is our first video and we're just starting up this new project, adventure channel thingy. And of course that involves new channel art and a header and an avatar and obviously a name until next time. And so I've been working on a few ideas for those things this week, which I hope will be good, but will probably be bad. But it did get me thinking a lot about the ways in which we come to represent ourselves, especially online. You know, we've both been fairly active on internet-based things for most of our lives, and I'm sure you, like me, have oodles of internet handles that you used to use when you were younger, or as a teenager, or even just, you know, up to now and a few years ago, and like, that you remember really fondly. And I've never thought about it before, but it's a really big decision to choose a name for yourself online, you know, or an image, or a theme tune, or whatever that we choose to represent ourselves to the world. Sometimes we like pick things that we find cool and like maybe want to identify ourselves with in some way. I'm thinking of like every teenager, myself included, who, you know, had some kind of obsession with wolves and so had a wolf name or a wolf avatar or something. All those magical, mythical things that we just want in some way to be associated with ourselves, you know, like dragons or unicorns or eagles or so on and so on. You know, sometimes we pick things that already represent ourselves in some kind of way, you know, like brown-haired guy or glasses 218. Those aren't my real tags, by the way. You know, a lot of times I've used characters from stories that I've been writing at a particular time that, you know, in some way kind of say something about who I am, part of me that they represent and capture in some way. Other times we use abstractions and shapes or graphic design things, you know, pieces that maybe invoke something in us when we look at them. I love internet handles. I think they're so cool. I love that in gamer tags or usernames or email names, channel names, avatars, we get to describe something else about ourselves to the world in a way that we just don't normally get to do in everyday life. And even if some kid on Steam or Xbox Live chooses to go buy something like XX-_MLG Sniper 720 Elite 420 Pro -_XX, who cares? Because the beautiful thing about that is that it's this unique way that we get to express ourselves, and it's entirely our own. I quite like that idea, and I think that it's sad that in a world where social media sites like Facebook, where it's more and more common to use your real name, the internet handle is becoming more and more obsolete. I remember when we were growing up with this like fear that you never revealed anything to anybody on the internet, especially strangers, about yourself, be it, you know, your real name or anything like that. And of course a lot of that was to do with security, especially for, you know, children or teenagers being on the internet at that time. But it still carried with it this epic quality, this epic note where it was, wow, who will the world know me as? What will I get to be? I can choose any name and any picture, and that gets to be associated with me. You know, it's like that moment in Lord of the Rings where we meet this mysterious stranger called Strider, or like the Marauders in Harry Potter. Some specky kid from the Midlands of England, could get to choose a name that was as cool as those guys. I mean, that was just such a magical moment. So I suppose this video is to say, here's to all those made up handles that we have and used to have, whether they were good or tacky, epic or just plain bad, that we've all chosen across the years to become part of ourselves. I just think that's so cool. So anyway, expect some attempts at channel art soon. It's probably gonna be really bad. And while I do that, have a good reminisce about your favorite old internet handles. Joe, thank you for being you, and thank you for sticking with me on this probably nonsensical and probably pretty shoddy first video. Until next time, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.